evening everyone and welcome to the channel, welcome to the stream, welcome to tonight's event. 10 past 10 here in the UK. I will set off a bench against a bunch of other riders. Let's just see how many have signed up on the old Zwift companion app and see what we're up against. Oh, I'm really pleased I checked because I actually hadn't signed up for that. That was fortunate, very fortunate. That would have been a real misstep if I'd have just sat here and carried on warming up and not actually gone anywhere. I had originally signed up for and it was advertising the 10 past 9 PM UK race. But my daughter woke up, a bit of a fluster, and so of course went to give her a settle her back off to sleep. And my little princess. Anyway, so here I am, an hour later than planned, but thankfully these Vive France events that Zwift are putting on run pretty much every hour. So there's one at 10 past 9, another one, complete opposite to what I was trying to say, another one at 10 past 10. In fact, because I'm Cat B, it's 11 minutes past 10, so that's good. Yeah, so what have we got in the bag? What does the race look like? Let's have a little look on Zwift Insider. What we'll do is we'll do that through the stream, through the magic of the stream. Let's have a little look here. I'm going to bring it down in just a second. Zwift Insider. Douce, France. That is the most British Cockney pronunciation. Douce, France. This is the route that we're doing tonight. So, 24 kilometres, or 24.8 if you're including the lead-in. And of course on Zwift you always include the lead-in because people go hell for leather in the lead-in. You can imagine someone like Victor Campagnard start attacking in the neutralised zone, going leading out of a host town in Tour de France. That just wouldn't happen. But in Zwift, for some reason, people think if you oh, I've already signed up, so thanks for that. So yeah, for Zwift, people realise I'm not even saying anything right tonight. In Zwift, for some reason, people believe if you put in 500 watts for 30-40 seconds, that you're somehow gonna do a breakaway from the very first meter. Very first kilometre and win the race, but of course that never happens. Half a dozen or so riders are super over eager and get brought back in a minute or two. So, yeah, Douce France. I'd love to have someone giving the pronunciation in the comments. Yeah, so looking at this 3D animated map here, the route details map, let me just zoom in slightly for your benefit. We look at the kind of elevation profile at the bottom. It doesn't look that bad, it looks relatively flat, but if you zoom in a little bit further and you go right down to the sort of 100-metre side section of the elevation, there are sort of 3 little bumps right at the very beginning, which often leave me at least thinking, oh, this is going to be a tough one. Okay, let me just set the time, 6 minutes. But by the time you get past the ballon sprint, some sort of 6 or so kilometres in, it does start to slow down. That is, of course, until you get to the first climb, which is the aqueduct. Now, the aqueduct is featured in a few rides that I've done recently. I've got the same approach, it seems to work every time. You can spot the aqueduct in this elevation 3D profile map here, section here, the yellow and the long flat green section and the blue tailing off downhill. The key to the aqueduct I have found, and I don't mind showing this with anyone who's watching my stream, who might also be in tonight's race, is you've got to race up the aqueduct and stay with the front grip as best you can, and then keep the pressure on the pedals and keep the chain tight across the flat top of the aqueduct. We almost put another sprint. and recover with everyone else on the downhill. Because if you ride your own pace going up the aqueduct and folks get away from you, then you've got to put in the sprint and the continued effort to go across the top to get close. And whilst everyone else is really soft pedaling, or as is often the case, not pedaling at all, on the downhill the other side, you are going to be still pedaling to get back on. And what I find happens is a big concertina effect, and riders get back on and they think, oh, thank goodness I've made it. But as soon as the downhill section of the aqueduct finishes and you get back on the flat again, riders who have recovered go again. And you are left thinking, why didn't I do what Michael said? Well, maybe that's what you're left thinking, but you are thinking, I should have gone harder, sooner. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. It's what I did last night, it's what I did the night before. It works well. Folks who choose or try and do a good turnout tonight. You try and do a bit of a breakaway and get to the climb early and then give themselves lots of recovery. Kudos to them. However, ultimately, I think it's two flavours of the same thing. 6 1/2 dozen, as we say. Because you're going to get a couple of people catching up with you, thinking we don't really want this guy or this person doing a solo breakaway. And the guys who genuinely catch up with you tend to be pretty strong, pretty desperate, pretty cavalier. And it just destroys your tempo, because then you're stuck with this cowboy and cowgirl on the other side. And invariably what happens is the more measured group, despite the fact they have gone hard up the aqueduct, the overall effort average out across the up, flat, the down, and then the go again on the next bit, I believe, is somewhat lower. Pushing you all. Strong. Legs. Oh, strong. Lungs tonight. Your right YouTube. Check out that Berkshire Cycloft. Ooh, getting a bit sweaty. Right, so 2 minutes ago, I'm going to start doing my little sort of pre-ride prep. Here we go. Music on, fans on. I may take this base layer off before we even really go for it, because I'm already hot. Did a bit of a longer ride, warm up tonight than usual. Nothing intense at all. I intentionally kind of went a bit gentle, but the temperature's gone from 18.4, oh, exactly 2 degrees, 18.4 to 20.4 degrees in the, 20 or so minutes, half an hour since I've been in here doing this, getting set for the race. So there we go, so 11.5 kilometres, 26-minute warm-up, there we go. One little mini effort, that was about it. Right. Spotify, racing playlist. Get rid of the crappy smart suggestions. My music only. If you are interested in my Zwift racing playlist, I have shared it. It's available on Spotify if you look for Zwift race / workout music. It's a red icon with little bell horns, because it's mostly metal, rock and heavy music. What I'm into. Oh, here we go. Feeling pretty good tonight. Let's hope that the legs and the lungs match my my buzz, my feeling. Let's go. 25, Right, if you're watching this, please do give it a like and subscribe before we begin. Race mode. Enjoy the show, folks. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Ooh. Three riders. It's a good turnout. I don't recognise any of these names in the group, so have to keep a close eye on the power. See who's looking strong. I could barely talk before this race kicked off, so I think my chance of saying anything coherent during the race is very low. So I'm going to stop and focus. Forearm drops. Caught by surprise then. The whole pack sort of seemed to speed up, or I guess I slowed down maybe, but oh. Actually, I do recognise Mikio. Oh. Well, that was great. The effort, yes. Finishing position, no. That was my fault. I sprinted way too soon, and I couldn't hold on for as long as I'd hoped. But really happy nevertheless. It feels like a really good workout, and to achieve 3.7 watts per kilo average for the 34 minutes, I'll take it. I'll take it. So, post-race analysis time. Here we go. What do I think? How did that go? Well, for a race of that length, the pace was a little bit higher than usual. Often in a race of 20 kilometers or more, it will start rapid and it will settle down. It did settle down, but only relatively so. I was looking around seeing other riders push under 3 watts per kilo, and as soon as I then tried to match that and bring my power down to match theirs, I found myself slipping back. So whether it's just because I'm heavier than some of the other riders, or maybe they're putting their efforts down at smarter times than me, maybe going uphill a little bit and I'm softer pedaling up the little bumps, I don't know. I did say in the previous attempt on this course that it's the sort of course where the elevation gain, the 130, I think 138 meters or so, comes really at sort of 2 or 3 main points. A lot at the very beginning, in the first four or so kilometers, but not one big climb, just sort of a few smaller climbs that make up sort of 50 meters or so of elevation. Then you have the aqueduct, and it's the same for the tail end of this course as well. Not one single big effort, but lots of smaller bumps that gain 1 or 2 meters over 2 or 3 or 4% of a short bump. So it's not just about holding a lot of power on a course like this. It's about easing off when you can and squeezing the power out when you can. I think given the position I finished in and the average power that I put out, or watts per kilo that I put out, it tells me that perhaps I wasn't as smart as I had been previously on this course, which is a shame, because I do consider myself to be an experienced Zwifter. I've done this course plenty of times now to know where to be smart. I even spoke at the very beginning of this video, of this stream, about how exactly to attack or tackle the aqueduct, which I think I pulled off perfectly. I didn't kill myself getting up. That left me plenty in the tank to get across the top, the flat section of the aqueduct, and I put in a bit of a punch at the top to carry some speed into the downhill, which allowed me to recover fantastically. So pleased with that. So I think all in all, the two things that I could have done better was just a smarter application or a smarter allocation of when the power was given, and probably holding my nerve just a little bit longer in that sprint. I can do better, I have done better, but where I'm probably falling short at the moment is that I don't really have a high peak power like I used to before my illness. I'm not even looking at my power at the moment when I'm sprinting. I'm just trying to give all I've got. But if I'm hitting 1,000 watts, I'd be surprised. It doesn't feel like I am. whereas I could previously get over 1200 watts, and I could hold just under 1000, like 950-ish plus, for quite some time, for quite a long sprint. A lot of the races I used to win when I was doing KA were races like this, but really well executed sprints. So perhaps what I have to do is go back, look at some of those older videos. There are a few here on my channel, and a few that I've marked as private that I've not yet put chapters or thumbnails onto, so I might go back and do that. I have to go back and just rewatch my old sprints and just see exactly how it's done. I do recall that I used to sprint in a very reactionary way. It used to be 300 or 400 meters. Those are my two markers. Or if someone went before me, I would just wind them in and then empty the tank at 200 meters. So rather than racing them, I was just giving it my all in as short a distance as possible, just to surge past people, a big wattage bazooka. So some sprint training is probably needed, I think. Sprint and base, I think, both ends of the scale, opposite ends of the scale. Anyway, that'll do for now. If you're watching on YouTube, please do give this video a like and a subscribe. If you want to follow me, I'm over on that Berkshire Cyclist on Instagram. Please do give me a follow. And if you're watching this back in the future, look at the description below this video, because my Instagram handle is going to change because I'm moving locations and relocating here in the UK, so I can't be known as that Berkshire Cyclist anymore. And if you want to support me, that would be incredible. There's a great way of doing that. Head on over to, I'm going to do that way, hijustride.com, my merch store. Caps, hats, tees, hoodies, socks, stickers, banners, neck buffs, phone cases, and lots of cool things for you and the kids as well. Check it out. Right, that'll do for today. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, thanks for all your support. Please do like and subscribe. Peace. Good vibes only. See ya.